What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant live again. And before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please take the moment to subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily. Go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'm always intrigued to know what you all think about these topics. And ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely outrageous. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? This is sports, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't politics. This isn't uh I don't know. This isn't supposed to be anything divisive. Sports is supposed to unite people. You know what I mean? I've made a number of friends, especially whilst living in Texas. I'm from Chicago. I couldn't have more in uncommon with a Texan. But one thing that unified me with my brothers and sisters that I met in Texas, as well as my friends, my peers, is sports. You know, I went out there in my Green Bay jersey Packers. I mean, my Green Bay Packers jersey. I represented, and even amongst Cowboys fans who have a disdain for my team, I was still be able to make friends because we spoke the same language in sports. Sports is a love language, ladies and gentlemen. And when it gets to the point where athletes are being threatened and harassed and all of that kind of stuff, I just believe it's gone too far. One and two, that's not. I'm. That's where I draw my line at. All right. I'm not here to protect the athletes per se. I'm here to protect the love language known as sports. All right, because I've met some great people, and you know, just because our common denominator was sports, I'm meeting great people right now. And just in this content game, creating sports content, and it's because our common language is sports. But what's going on with Angel Reese, man, is just completely outrageous. And I'm gonna say I wouldn't have such a strong reaction to it if I didn't experience it myself on a micro level. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark's are exactly racist towards me, you know what I mean? But I see when I post Caitlin Angel Reese videos, they come out, they outside for that, and I've seen some despicable, very despicable things from the Caitlin Clark fan base. Now, caveat: this is not an indictment on Caitlin Clark. As I've seen her, denounce this sort of evil before. So kudos to Caitlin Clark, man. She has done a I say a very impressive job carrying as much pressure on her shoulders as she has. And again, I don't hold this, what I'm about to say towards her on any level. It is the Caitlin Clark fan base, and I've never seen anything like this. I know I get it. A young lady from Middle America. I get that dynamic. Y'all want to ride for y'all's. I get all of that. But this is sports, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes down to the point where athletes feel harassed and their families are being harassed, hold on one second, Joe. I'm sorry. I got that little savants. Full time daddy, 4 times. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Full time daddy, full time entrepreneur. Probably can hear him in the background. Mama's at work. Oh my goodness. One second, y'all. Chevy J, daddy's working. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Full time daddy, full time entrepreneur. There's no, I have no separation of business and personal life right now. But at the same time, getting back to what we were talking about, Angel Reese has recently began a podcast. Now, I was against that. I don't really care for athletes having a podcast. Definitely in season, but while in your playing career, I would just truly believe 100% of your energy should be focused on your craft, getting better mentally, physically. Being a professional athlete in itself comes with a lot of pressure. You don't need a podcast in your schedule as well, as I know for sure. Running my sports platform and my multimedia company, I'm stretched to the brim. I always say if there was more hours in the day, I would just get more work done. I wouldn't have more free time. But at the end of the day, I don't really care for Angel having a podcast, but I'm not knocking that. Free speech. Put your opinion out there. These athletes today are a lot more, I should say, in power, a little bit more autonomy than we've seen from athletes in days past. As you know, Kevin Durant has a podcast. Michael Parsons. These are just a few that I listen to. There's a whole bunch of athletes out there with podcasts now. Former players, current players. So I'm not knocking it, but Angel Reese does play for my team, Chicago Sky. She's our star player, franchise player. So I would prefer her focus 100% on her basketball craft. But again, I'm not knocking it. And if she's going to drop some insights like this, then I'm definitely all for it. But I'm going to play a clip for y'all right now where Angel Reese reveals that she has been playing Caitlin Clark for a mighty long time. She is not new to Caitlin Clark. Unlike many of her fans, a lot of these people have only been watching Caitlin Clark within the last 24 months. I've had the privilege of watching Caitlin Clark a little bit longer than that. I got onto the Caitlin Clark train right before she really blew up, around into her freshman year, so beginning of her sophomore year in college. But Angel has said that she's played Caitlin since high school, never had a problem with her before. They have a very cordial, relationship. But her fan base, since she's been in Iowa and in Indiana, have just been overwhelmingly disrespectful to her. But I'm gonna let you all hear from her words, as I've been wanting to incorporate, the whole sound clip, put that in my game anyway. So I'm gonna let Angel get her bars off. Y'all just give me a second. I'll be right back to add my commentary.
Reese, people often mention Caitlin Clark. You said in interviews, there's no beef, but the media keeps going on. So how do you feel about that situation? Caitlin is an amazing player, and I've always thought she was an amazing player. We've been playing each other since high school. So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that. But when it comes to about people have come down to my address, follow me home, like it's come down to that. Multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me like naked. Literally. Really? They have sent it to my family members. My family members are like, uncles are sending it to me like, no, are you naked on Instagram? It sucks to see that. And it's really hard that I have to go through that. And now seeing other players even having to go through that. Whatever you think of Angel.
What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm going to play that clip again. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a message and it went out for just a second. But anyway, what are we doing, man? As you heard it from Angel Reese herself, she said that again, Caitlin Clark have a long history with one another. She is not new to Caitlin Clark. They have been playing basketball against one another since their high school days. I believe they're about the same age, 22, 23, 24ish, and both of them are. And she said that she's never had a problem with Caitlin Clark before. They don't have a problem with one another right now. But since Caitlin Clark has been in college and, her star has gotten a lot bigger, the spotlight on her has gotten a lot brighter. People have just been obsessed with her. And I see this often in certain fan bases, one LeBron James fan base who I always give them a hard time. I've seen this from them. I've seen it on another level with Kobe fans, Michael Jordan fans, Steph Curry fans, Patrick Mahomes fans. I understand, that people have their certain person or the certain athlete that they ride for and they really, really cheer for. But it gets to a point, man, where we still got to keep some decorum about this, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is sports once again. This isn't politics. This isn't. I don't get into divisive things. The things that have a very divisive energy in them, I don't invest my time in them personally. That's why I gravitate towards sports, family, things of that nature, where we can keep out the BS. And if we need to have a tough discussion, a debate, we can have that, and still be friends and family after the fact. That's why I love sports. We should be able to debate Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and still be able to go out and have a drink or a bite to eat afterwards, even if you agree to disagree. And I've been seeing this amongst the Caitlin Clark fan base, man. It's like they have this obsessive need to tear down Angel Reese exclusively, but we've seen the narrative of all of these other players, quote unquote, being jealous of Caitlin Clark. And that's not the case at all. And this is how you know these people don't watch sports, or they're very unfamiliar with the culture and the way the WNBA operates. The WNBA is probably one of the most competitive sports leagues right now. Those ladies really battle. They really play hard. They don't have the super athletic abilities of the men. Where they can just rely on that. How many NBA players do we know right now that rely on athleticism alone? And that are trash. Rudy Gobert getting a hard time from Shaq right now. Ben Simmons, trash. All he relies on is athleticism because you can jump high and run fast. No, these are not basketball players, in my opinion. As far as basketball players, I want to see play. When I see the WNBA play, these ladies are actually displaying hours and hours of practice and hard work because they don't have the natural, if you want to say it like that, the natural talent to just rely on. And respectfully, like I say, it doesn't make sense to me how all these narratives are just drawn up all of a sudden. Because were people jealous of who's Aaliyah Boston? I never heard anybody say that. She was the rookie of the year last season, had a lot of hype behind her coming from South Carolina. Never heard anybody say people were jealous of Aaliyah Boston because she was a phenomenal player. It's just a matter of the fact that these narratives are drawn up and it creates all this unnecessary negative energy inside of people, because there are people out here in this world that really believe that the whole WNBA is jealous of Caitlin Clark. Now, I will concede there may be a few here, one or two, maybe a handful, but that's unfair to say everybody. To encompass everybody into that narrative is just highly unfair. And on top of that, to believe that is one thing, but to be going out here and harassing people, following them home, making nude pictures of them and sending them to their family. Come on, man. What are we doing? And this is a PSA to the Caitlin Clark fan base, as this is not my first time addressing them. You know what I mean? It's a blessing and a curse that I've been dealing with LeBron James fans for 20 years. Like, directly hardcore. Some of my best friends are LeBron James fans, and I got to battle these dudes every day. I got to battle against the La propaganda, the La media every day. So I'm very well adverse to dealing with delusional fan bases. And I gotta say, this is the Caitlin Clark fan base is damn near worse than them. Excuse my language. The Caitlin Clark fan base is literally taking the cake, and I never thought I would see this. I'm also a boxing expert. Tank Davis fans are delusional, but they do not run around. Well, they kind of run around harassing people. They do, but not to this degree. Like I say, harassing folks, family members. That it's just for me personally, man. I'm really trying to reel in my passion because I tend to bomb on people, and my mom, my wife, everybody's have kind of told me like reel it in a little bit, be a little bit more diplomatic. So that's what I'm trying to do here. But you Caitlin Clark fans, y'all really asking for it, man. Y'all really are, because it's not even just quote unquote white people. I see it amongst black people, Latinos, and Asians. It's a certain mentality No, it's not a race thing. I think that what Angel Reese was trying to say in that sense is that she feels she gets a majority from quote unquote white people. But for me, somebody that's a little bit more online with my platform, and I'm networking all day, I see it from all kinds of people. I click on some of these profiles. It ain't just white people. It be dudes blacker than coal out here doing the most for Kaylin Clark. And I understand. I'm a fan of Kaylin Clark. Listen, I am a fan of Kaylin Clark. I am not a fan of delusional idol worship. That's what I'm not a fan of. It gets to a point where you can cheer for your guy or your girl or your gal. You can be this is my number one favorite athlete all time. That's cool. But that does not give you a right to be harassing other people, to tear down other people. Because respectfully, what Angel Reese is doing is historic in her own right. What she's doing ain't pretty. It's not as beautiful as what Caitlin Clark is doing, because Caitlin Clark plays beautiful basketball. Angel Reese is a little bit more old school, a little bit more rugged. Respectfully, I like both styles as a basketball player myself. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, just because you prefer one style over the other, again, that does not give you the grounds to be harassing people, man. And I'm only gonna say I believe Angel Reese because I seen it on my post. Y'all could go to some of my Caitlin Clark Angel Reese posts right now. I got an Angel Reese post that went viral. Uh, I don't even know how many views is on it, but it went viral overnight. I woke up and there was 2,000 views on it, and it had only been up for like 2 hours. But the point of being is that underneath that post, there are so many like just nasty comments attacking Angel Reese, and I believe it was the time when she got it was one of her double doubles. She been doing her thing on the double doubles, but it was one of those videos. Y'all can check it out. But you could just see it, man. Caitlin Clark fans are just very, they get nasty. They get very nasty, and it's very unnecessary for me. Now, Angel Reese fans, I gotta be 100. I don't see that same kind of energy from them when they are criticizing Caitlin Clark. It's because of usually her turnovers, and usually because she hasn't won anything. You know what I mean? Not anything of significance. Now she's been making history, breaking everything. The records. She's been breaking records like they glass. I'll give her credit. She's an amazing basketball player. But some people, there's a lot of a lot of old school fans, and there's just a lot of fans, period, that prioritize winning. You know what I mean? Some people think that sports should be about winning. Now, other people are entertained with the entertainment factor of sports, where it's just an athlete going out there displaying their phenomenal skills. Some people watch sports just for that, but the majority is they predicate winning. And that's the problem with Caitlin Clark. As many records as she's broken, she hasn't done it whilst bringing home some hardware. There are no national championship trophies at Iowa right now, and Caitlin Clark is being referred to as the quote unquote GOAT. So, excuse me, I'm gonna say there's no national championship trophies that she brought there. I don't know if Iowa respectfully has won one, in days past, but respectfully, they didn't bring nothing, no championships home in the Caitlin Clark era. So, and there's been a number of college players like that. Not every college player or every great player uh, has success on every level. So I'm not saying that that takes away from anything that Caitlin Clark can do in her professional career. But again, when I see Angel Reese fans criticizing Caitlin Clark, those are the top two reasons. It's not because of her hair. It's not because of who she's dating. It's not because, they're criticizing her style of play. Because all things considered, Angel Reese ain't the first person to play the way Angel Reese is playing. Asia Wilson played like Angel Reese when she first came into the game, and she's developed into what she is now. And Alyssa Thomas, right now, is one of the greatest players in the WNBA. Plays for the Connecticut Sun. She don't have a jump shot, you know what I mean, and her style of play translate very well to the Connecticut Sun, to the point where they've built the whole team around her style of play. So excuse me, Angel Reese is still young. She's a rookie. And then she's already aware of that. She needs to work on her offensive game. If people would just take a moment to probably go look at her Instagram, you would see that the girl been working on her. Excuse me, the young lady has been working on her game ever since she was, the end of last season, her college season. Excuse me, when they won the championship. championship. She had a little bit of a jump shot during her senior year. She was really trying to incorporate that in her game because she's aware of that. But you're not going to build Rome overnight. You know, she's not going to have a deep offensive bag in 1 year. You know, maybe not even in 2 years. She might put a little jump shot in her game by next year, but it's still going to be improvements to be made for her junior year, senior year in the professional leagues, and therefore and you know beyond. But this level of harassment again that she's experiencing, I just don't condone that. I'm denouncing that, and I believe that we got to get back to the basics of sports. Sports is a unifier. You know, there are going to be things that divide us naturally. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a man. If there's a woman, you know, sports fan, respects to her, but her reality, her world is going to be different. But we can still come together in sports. You know, that's the unifier, and I just want to protect that with my platform. Because again, man, as an Angel Reese fan, I'm very disgusted with this news. You know, and I'm happy Angel revealed it because she didn't have to. She even said that other players are experiencing it. It's not just her. So the other lady, you know, like we haven't heard this from other basketball players because they're not willing to come forth with it. But that does not discount their experiences, and that does not endorse the behavior at all. You know, just because people don't want to be bothered with the media talking about their personal experiences, that does not mean that their experiences are any less valuable. If I'm trying to say it like that, but again, my platform, I'm gonna protect sports. You know, I'm gonna protect the unification of sports. And when there are people acting like this, acting nasty, this is evil. Let me tell it. This is downright evil. If you're gonna be like that, then you're gonna have a problem with me. I'm just gonna let you know. You know, I'm not gonna condone that because again, I've met good people, great people in the sports world. I'm talking about people that I have nothing in common with. There's a gentleman, a manager that I had when I used to work at Olive Garden. You know, I was a manager, he was my manager type thing, but he was a Arabic man. You know, nothing in common with this dude. But you know what? He was a Chicago Bulls fan, and that was my dog. You know, even to this day. You know, on Facebook, I hit him up from time to time. We talk some Bulls, but he's a Chicago Bulls fan. He's from the whole part of a different part of the world. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, the love for sports, the love for a team brought us together, and that's what I love about sports. You know, we need more of that energy in the world for sure. But that's all I got for y'all on this one. Again, y'all go check out Angel Reese's podcast. I like the first episode. I watched it, so but again, I just wanted to highlight this point because I've experienced some nasty behavior from the Kalen Clark fans, and we got to cut it out, man. This is sports, y'all. You know, if you want to be evil and all that, go on right over there to politics. There's plenty of, there's plenty of bare knuckle fighting going on right now in the world of politics. My head just hurts, listening to my wife. She loves political podcasts. My head hurts. I know I got to be aware of what's going on in the world and all that kind of stuff, but it's just too much for me. I gotta. Sports is my escape and it's my home. You know what I mean? Like I'll deal with real life on my terms, but the way that people talk to each other in sports, the way that people treat each other. I mean, excuse me, the way that people talk to each other in politics, the way they treat each other in politics. Man, I don't want no parts of that. And that's why I came to this particular niche, this industry, and I love it here. And I'm gonna protect it with my platform, like I said. But on the way out, man, if y'all don't mind, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you have not already, please subscribe. As I drop content daily, we will be going live a few more times today as I got some other news that I wanted to address. And also, my Green Bay Packers are playing tonight. I will be play calling that game live as well. So if you are into the football stuff, make sure you pull up. We're gonna get that in as well. We covered the Baltimore Ravens and Kansas City Chiefs game, so that was pretty good. So I'm gonna call it tonight's game as well. And if you would like to join me, I would definitely appreciate that. But again, like this video, share this video. My favorite part of the whole game. Please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section so we can have that dialogue and speak that beautiful language of sports. Tell me what y'all think about this stuff. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.